Yeah.
Tuesday, Tubi, movie night. Tuesday, Tubi, movie night. Tuesday, Tubi, movie night.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday, Tubi, movie night. You're gonna feel alright. That's right. The hell you is.
Toot, toot, baby. It's time to ride the funk train. We are the Mighty Two. We are the dynamic duo of funk. Brandon Bishop. Everybody eats on this GD podcast. Pisses me off. And you are traveling throughout the Midwest. What are you into this week, man?
I am into a Hampton Inn, and when you think of Cincinnati, which is the city I'm in right now, you think of Chinese food, right?
Yeah, there's no beans in their Chinese food, right?
No, and we're going to have Cincinnati. I got my friend Gigi over here. I'm in a hotel room. Different beds, everybody. Calm down. And
the night is still young.
she's down for the night, and I'm over here yelling on a phone and eating fried rice and raising all kinds of hell. So, yeah, it's been a fun little trip so far. Watch Best Day Ever on Asai TV at asytv.com. And Ramey's here. All right.
Yeah, Ramey is in the hizzy. Luke is going to be a few minutes late. He said he's got an amazing story. He said he may be 5 minutes late. But so what have you done before we get into this show? Which this show is, we watch really bad B movies and sometimes really good B movies, and we review them and we tell you what we think. We're filmmakers ourselves. And sometimes we get angry, sometimes we laugh and have a good time, sometimes we give advice, and sometimes we piss each other off with sexual innuendo. And Ramey says Cincinnati chili is weird.
It's terrible.
Where are you from, Ramey? I forgot. I don't know if you're from down south or where you're from. I forgot where you are. But what are you doing? You're doing were you with Gigi and you're shooting a bunch of TV shows?
Shooting her TV show, which has been one of the longest running shows on Asai TV. It's called Best Day Ever. And say hi, Gigi.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. She's down for the night.
If you can't tell, she's hot as hell. That was just a hot voice.
She's a very, very beautiful human being who does not want to be on camera when she's getting ready to go to sleep.
She's taking her face off. I know what it is. She's got her coffin all messed up.
Yeah, her face is hanging on a rack over there in the bathroom.
It's like a horror
Terrifying.
movie. All right. Well, before Luke gets in here, Ramey asked, what are your favorite directors? I would have to. Mine are lame. I mean, I like Tarantino. I like the Coen brothers. I like Wes Anderson. But yeah, Scorsese's good. I mean, I don't know. If you're looking for like B movie types, I don't have a long list of those.
I'm a Zuckers guy.
Oh, Kevin Smith too.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. John Hughes, of course.
Yes.
I mean, you got to go with the standards. The Stanley Kubricks, the Tarantinos. You have to go with them. But you know, people that do something interesting, something that has it, just like anything, it's got to have soul.
Got to have soul. Hey, you see, I'm rubbing off on you.
You know what? You get the funk train. I got to come up with a vehicle.
Well, you've got a van.
Brandon's hot balloon. We're gonna go for a ride.
That sounds terrible. You're gonna get shot down.
It's gonna be like, it's time for the BB balloon. Here we go. We're gonna take off. We're gonna hit.
Oh, Ramey says Orson Welles. What did he, besides Citizen Kane? What did he do? I can't. Oh,
no way! There he is.
Look at that guy.
Orson Welles was the voice of Unicron in the Transformers movie.
Yes, he was.
Well, Ramey's talking about his favorite directors. I just don't. Besides Citizen Kane, I don't know what he did.
War of the Worlds, maybe.
I think he just voiced that. And Hitchcock as well. Luke, you got a good story for us before we delve into this episode?
You said Hitchcock. Yes, I have a great.
Luke, say hi to my friend Gigi over here. She's over here.
What up, Gigi?
You know Gigi from Best Day Ever.
Yep, I've seen Gigi's many times on the Asai TV.
Great show, Gigi. Good job, honey. Keep it up.
So I'm leaving my gig, and I'm dragging behind me this huge, this huge penis. But all my equipment is, all my music equipment's in a cart. And I'm walking, and when I pulled in, I got out on the sidewalk, and about probably 50 yards ahead of me, there's a tall, thin, obviously young, probably 20 maybe, girl in an orange dress.
Brandon called it.
Nope, you didn't. You don't know where this is going. There's twists and turns to this that are fucking amazing.
I'm in. Okay. The movie. I want this.
So,
me too.
I'm probably, I'd say 20 yards behind her. We're on the right side of the road. Everybody else is on the left side of the road. But I get a little further on, and all of a sudden, this little Hispanic dude just pops in between us, runs across the street, and he's lurking. He's lurking. And I'm like, all right, this is weird. If he goes up and, I said, if this girlfriend's uncomfortable, I'm going to keep walking. Well, we get about halfway to where my Jeep is, and he just runs back across the street into the parking lot. So I'm like, all right, I'm not comfortable now. I'm going to follow, and I'm not going to make her uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep walking and make sure she gets to her car safe. So as it turns out, her car is about 4 cars past the Jeep. And I'm loading my stuff in, and I look over, and I see the little dude hiding, crouched down between 2 cars in the row behind us, looking at her. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's on. And then he kind of stands up, does this. All of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, this was beautiful. 2 kids. I mean, these kids couldn't have been 16 years old. Just grab them and start beating the fuck out of them. What? I go over to the girl, and I was like, get in your car and get the fuck out of here. And she says, what is going on? I was like, you don't want to know. Just go. And I mean, God. But man, these kids, I mean, they couldn't have been 16. And like the cops were there within like 30 seconds. The girl barely pulled out when the cops showed up.
She had no idea what was
no idea what was going on. And this guy is wore. I mean, they wore this fucker out. I mean, his nose was obviously broken. And so the cops showed up, and I was like, "You guys, I didn't do nothing." I was like, "You guys all right?" So yeah, I was like, "Yeah, we saw you following her, and then we saw what was going on there, so we decided to follow him." I was like, "You guys have just completely rebuilt my faith in youth masculinity."
Well, hold on one second. What if the guy was just wanting to sell her some magazine subscriptions or something?
I mean, he wasn't.
In Gatlinburg? What did he think he was doing?
Pigeon Forge was at the island.
At the island. Okay, that's okay. At the big open air,
huge fucking parking lot. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. In Gatlinburg, there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see that. Well, I mean, Higglytown hero. And women, make sure you don't go to your car by yourself if at all possible.
Well, you know what was
towns.
You know what was beautiful, Vinny, and you'll know this, and me not just talking shit. But you know my life.
Yeah,
I didn't have to be the fucking hero.
I was just gonna say that the way I'm hearing this is these guys cockblocked you.
No, I mean it's always
you were talking to a phone booth and you were putting on classes.
No,
like,
it is all woman in mine and Vinny's lives. In mine and Vinny's lives, we have always had to be the guys to step up. And I didn't have to. 2 16-year-old dudes, like skinny as fuck too.
Well, I'm just worried that it was a little bit racially charged, but other than that, it's time for me and you to pass the baton. We don't need to save the universe over and over again. So, well, that's an interesting story. And that's why you're late. You're in Pigeon Forge tonight. And
he was protecting people.
Yeah, he's the giant that saved Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge.
And
also,
Pigeon Forge.
Also, if you can't tell, I messed up one of my vocal cords last week.
Which one?
And my voice has been fucked. And my voice has been fucked. I mean, I had to actually pay singers to sing with me all weekend. But what's cool is I get to wake up in the morning with this really deep, sexy as fuck. I'm like, hey, everybody,
It's
how you
working for
doing?
me.
But the problem is the only people here are my cats, so I'm just like, hey, kitty, what's
You
going
turn
on?
them cats on, man. You gotta. Them cats are grinding. Them cats are grinding on stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some bad news. I was only able to watch the first Grave Encounters. This week has been.
I think we got to save it. I think we got to save Grave Encounters 2 for another, because I mean, there's some. It's a really good continuation piece.
Well, I watched the beginning of it. What'd you say, Brandon?
I'm good with doing just the one too.
I
don't want to drive Gigi crazy all night talking about these movies.
Oh, we're just gonna talk, and I'm gonna talk in an irritating voice. So Brandon and Gigi are touring the Midwest shooting a show, and they're in Cincinnati.
Are you finally not in a Motel 6 over there or a Super 8?
Oh no, it was a Red Roof Inn this morning.
Oh, good. Oh, goddamn!
Let me tell you a story about Red Roof Inn.
Did you wash your bags?
I shook them a lot.
Okay.
So everywhere in Lafayette, Indiana last night, everywhere. I'm in a Hampton Inn now. I'm in heaven. I love Hampton Inn.
Pretty good.
All the big ones, Spring Hill Suites, the Fairfield, the Marriotts, the Hilton, everything packed in a small town on a Monday night in Lafayette, Indiana. So we're exhausted. I literally slept 2 hours maybe in the last 48 hours before that. And so I just like, okay, there's the Red Roof. We're just going to the Red Roof Inn. And it's gross, but I wake up in the middle of a storm, like shit blowing sideways. I'm looking out the window like, damn, like 2 a.m. I go in the bathroom. There's towels on the floor. We each took showers, and the towels were on the floor. So I'm like, I gotta pee, and then I move the towels aside.
Just pee on the towels, dude. That's the man move.
Instantly, it is, yeah. But instantly, the walls were coated with cockroaches.
Whoa.
I'm not even making that up. Of all, I started naming the damn things. There's Ricky and Robert, and
they were all up under the moist
Rock and Roach Express.
They were.
That's what I say. Are you the Rock and Roach Express over there?
Yeah.
Hey, the Roach. I bet the Roach knew how to sell. But
yeah, beautiful. Bobby dropped an elbow on Ricky.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the toilet, like watching. I'm like, okay, get him. No, it was horrifying.
Yeah, that sounds scarier than this week's movie.
I was just gonna go there, man. I gave you that segue. It's all
good. Well, I was wanting to say what I did this week, which was weird, is I had 3 interviews to be on Squid Game, The Challenge, and they said it went real well, but I won't know anything till late October, and there's a really good chance I won't make it. But
it's because it's us. It's because it's us and Netflix. You're not going to get it.
Yeah, they were like, have you ever done a show for Netflix? And I was like, let me tell you about Swap Shop and that shit. But anyway.
And River Rats.
Oh, yeah. I forget all the crap we've been. But it's interesting. I really leaned into the old school Funkmaster. Like I'm a sex god from outer space that slaps bass and women's asses all night. And they were just tickled.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
Well, used to. I don't know. Not so much anymore. I just like petting Shih Tzus and drinking room temperature Diet Coke, like Brandon says. For some reason, he called me room temperature Diet Coke once, and that's stuck in my mind ever since. And ever since I'm drinking, I'm like, this is really warm, and I'm drinking it. Anyway, the Atari Network says, ooh, the Red Roof. Yes.
Yeah, you never stay at the Red Roof. I'd rather sleep on that.
Yeah. All right, so this week we are watching Grave Encounters. You guys both recommended this. I've never seen it before. Let's look and see what let's look at what it says about the show here. This is Grave Encounters. Directors: Colin Minihan, Stuart Ortiz, The Vicious Brothers.
The Vicious Brothers.
The Vicious Brothers, Stuart Ortiz, the same people wrote it. And it stars Benjamin Wilkinson, Sean Rogerson, and Ashley Grisco. And basically, we could read this. Do they have a thing? Yeah, here we go. For their ghost hunting reality show, a production crew locks themselves inside an abandoned mental hospital that's supposedly haunted. And it might prove to be all too true, and of course it's going to go down that road. So we knew it's a found footage film, so it's much like what you would see. Whoops, wrong one. What you would see to remove that shit.
You could have kept going with it.
I know that's the best part of the show is the theme song that Brandon wrote.
And I missed it.
Well, you can watch it on the replay.
First of all, before we talk about the movie,
yeah,
I am a big fan of found footage movies. Okay. A lot of people don't like found footage movies. I thought Wreck was great. I thought Blair Witch was great. My favorite, Paranormal Activity, the first couple were great. My favorite is As Above, So Below. And I love these two movies, which we're only going to talk about one. But I love these, and I love these two. I like a good found footage movie. I think it actually, if the acting is done right, it adds a different level of kind of fear to it.
Well, I think found footage movies are tough to do because you got to make it make sense that somebody's filming during the scary thing. But this film, I think they did great. Who wants to start off with the review? Brandon,
I can. If Brandon doing it. Go ahead, Brandon.
I got my notes. I'm gonna put my notes on this side with the other phone. So here we go. That way, it looks like I'm looking into the screen while I'm reading.
I've seen this movie so many times I didn't need to take notes.
I did because it's been a long time. I love anything that makes fun of ghost hunting. It's a hobby of mine to make fun of ghost hunting shows. Because you got to think there's Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Paranormal State, The Dead File, Most Haunted, Destination Truth, Ghost Asylum, Ghost Brothers, Kindred Spirits, Paranormal Lockdown, Haunted Collector, Ghost Stalker, Celebrity Ghost Stories, Factor Fake Paranormal Files, Paranormal Challenge, Ghost Lab, Haunted Highway, Mountain Monsters, Ghost Adventures, Aftershock. The Haunted.
Don't forget Mountain Yeti Hunters. Don't forget Mountain Yeti Hunters. Look for it on this channel.
Stranded, Fear, Haunted Towns, The Low Files, Portals to Hell, Expedition X, Ghost Files from and Unsolved from the BuzzFeed guys, Wrestling with Ghost, and even I did called Alone in the Dark back in the day, which was just me having fun in haunted places.
Brandon? Did you ever watch the BuzzFeed guys show? It's freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, that's why I said Ghost Files. I love it. It's like my favorite one. Besides Wrestling with Ghosts, of course. But I just think it's funny that I just named 35 of them and not one confirmed ghost. Before I started arguing with you.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, I think this was a stab at Ghost Adventures. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote.
Yeah.
If Lance wasn't Zach Baggins, then nobody was.
Well, he was trying to be a douchebag Zach Baggins, but still couldn't be a bigger douchebag than the actual Zach. So, yeah. And I think that what was I trying to think?
What do you want to say to let people
when
know?
Ghost teams get together and they make a show? Do they actually? They don't have as much stuff as these guys did. You know what I mean? It's
well. If you're doing
are going to have a little thing and then a little phone camera or something, and that's
if you're doing one for a network, yeah, you have way more than that. You have a whole production. You have production bands. You have all sorts of shit.
Well, when I would do shows that where Ghost Adventures had filmed previously, and they always want it to look like there's only the 3 of them or the 4 of them or something. Mm. No, they have publicists. They have directors. They have a van, like you said, a big van out there, audio, everything. They got a team of 10 people, and they're never alone because the people in the buildings that run the buildings are always there. They're in the office or something. They're in there making squeaky noises because they know it butters their bread.
Well, I did like that the first half hour, while not being a comedy, was a commentary on paranormal shows. And I love the twist with their psychic medium. That guy couldn't have fit that part better than he did.
All right. Well, let me interject real quick. So if nobody knows, me and Luke are part of an actual paranormal team called Wrestling with Ghosts. Brandon has done some paranormal TV stuff. And this movie is about, like Luke just said, the first 30 minutes is it's found footage. So it's all first person stuff. and it's like what it's like to do a TV show of wrestling, and it felt like watching us in a way. There's a lot of similarities with what we do and how we talk to people.
Except for we've never faked anything or paid anybody to give evidence.
Yeah. So
No,
like one of the greatest things was there's a guy who was like a Hispanic yard worker.
Yeah, it's the guy that got beat the shit out of in the parking lot earlier.
Yeah, no wonder he's angry. They were like, hey, tell us something you saw here. And he's like, dude, I've never seen anything scary here. And he's like, give him $20. And the guy was like, yes, there was a ghost. It was frightening. And they're like, oh, my God, he saw an outside ghost. So, I mean, it was like they paid this guy just to say that he saw a ghost. And the psychic medium they had was full of shit. He just acted like a schmuck.
I thought the psychic medium was the same actor, John Grease from Napoleon Dynamite, that played Uncle Rico.
It did look like him.
I thought that too. I can't believe you said that.
I had to look it up on like IMDb to see if it was him because it looked just like him. And side note, and yes, I am bragging, I know the people that own the Poppin' Pins bowling alley in Preston, Idaho, where they shot the and I touched Uncle Rico's ball, the big blue. I did that.
Well,
of course, you touched Uncle Rico's balls.
Yeah, you like touching dudes' balls when you're in Idaho. I'm not gonna. But yeah, so anyway, so if you haven't seen this movie, it's pretty simple. Found footage, like Luke said. It's the behind the scenes of a paranormal show. It's pretty obvious something bad is going to happen. It's real slow in the beginning, but it's good. It builds up nice.
That's what I liked. They waited at least 40 or 35 minutes before anything paranormal happened, and then they didn't hit you over the head with it. They started it, a window opened. They started it slowly and built it up, and then I dug that. I thought that was a better way to do it.
I think the wheelchair thing was the first like actual movement paranormal thing you saw, and I thought that was done so well. He's on the phone and it's moving behind him. I love stuff like that. So
they did a great job with this.
You look at the screen and go behind you. And
yeah, they did a really good job with a lot of the effects and stuff. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out how they did some of this stuff too. Like there was a couple when the girl's hair got lifted up, which is when it started to escalate. I'm sure it was just a wire or something or whatever, but it still looked great. You couldn't catch them cheating or anything like that. So
well, and there was some computer effects. There was, some. Am I frozen?
No, you're good.
You guys are frozen.
Oh, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. There's some digital effects, the hands coming out of the wall, which was mine and my daughter's favorite part when we watched it like 10 years ago. That was the happy hands that were just coming to say hi and shake your hand. And the face filters when the people, when you saw the ghosts and they opened their mouth. But for the most part, a lot of practical effects, which were pretty fun.
So yeah, there's not a lot of meat to this movie, but it is good. And I've read online where people, I don't know if they were being honest or if this was just people that were paid to write reviews or their friends were in it or whatever, but they were talking like this movie scared the hell out of them. I do think there were some jump scares. I do think it was tense at times. I don't think I ever felt scared. The only thing I'll say about this was a good movie. There's not a lot to it. It's found footage. It's a paranormal investigation gone wrong in a mental asylum. The thing that was really interesting is that the mental hospital, the abandoned mental hospital, it started to change like the layout. They couldn't escape. Time started to go fast, and then it went slow. And
I got some notes on that.
Yeah, and they couldn't get out of the building. And they couldn't, like, if they went somewhere like where a door was, it would be like the outside door, and they were like looking at the door. That was kind of cool. They did some good stuff, like changing. They found an elevator shaft at one point that didn't do much for them, and then when they tried
didn't really turn out well for them. Yeah.
No, and spoiler alert, it didn't end well for these guys. I thought some of my biggest critique for this movie, and this is a good movie. My biggest critique for the movie is I think everything should have been practical effects because everything CGI looked pretty bad. I know the hands thing was kind of interesting. It just looked bad. And when they were moving the camera around, it was sliding around. It didn't look right.
But you also got to remember that was 2010.
Yeah, it was a while ago. And like a lot of the face filters were things you can get on like Instagram now and Snapchat.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the weird face gimmicks.
That one demon in the hallway that kind of came down.
That was good.
That's something you put on a movie poster because that was awesome.
That was good. And the guy in the tub of blood, that was a great practical effect too.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, I wish you had watched the second movie because I got so much more to talk about the second movie than the first one because the second movie kind of is a really cool continuation, but in a completely different way, and also Riley from Letterkenny's in it.
They got a budget.
The Atari Network says, aren't all mediums full of shit or just a medium amount of shit? I don't know. I've seen some stuff in our travels where Luke and I in Ohio, we ran into two women. One would burp and the other one would sneeze if a ghost was around, and they would do that shit when everything was going crazy. So that's
Madam Kirby really good. You know, Madam Kirby.
Yeah. Well, I have seen things with mediums that have made me go, "That's fucking good," and I've also seen things with mediums that go, "Get the fuck out of here."
Right.
So I got a game I want to play real quick. It's a fun game.
Let's play it.
Bullshit or legit? You ready?
Let's do it.
You don't have to take turns. Just blurt it out. EMF readers. EMF
Bullshit.
readers.
I think they're real. They just don't prove anything.
No, they work for electromagnetic fields. I mean, like if you're looking for an electromagnetic field in your room,
yeah.
Digital voice recorders.
Good.
Infrared thermometers.
Good.
For ghost hunting.
Good. I think that's good. I think that's fun and good.
Night vision cameras.
Fine.
I've never seen one proven to work.
Oh
but
yeah,
but I want to.
They're
like,
fun.
Nobody sees a ghost in the dark. You know what I mean? You can't see in the dark. It makes sense. Spirit boxes, ghost boxes.
Candy loves that shit.
Nope. Yes,
we have gotten some good stuff at the Post Town up there in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, actually, we got some good shit on the Spirit box. But I would say 99% of the time, that's just radio frequencies. Yeah.
Motion sensors. How do you feel about using those in ghost hunting?
We don't use anything.
Interesting.
Those are
they're interesting.
Yeah.
Full spectrum cameras.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back to motion sensors. Why I would like to use motion sensors is to disprove people walking around. Like if there's somebody fucking around, I mean, I think to me, it's a good way to, is like if somebody else, because there's been times where I felt like, especially at Brushy Mountain. Especially at Brushy Mountain, I was like, man, those noises are other people. If we had motion detectors, we'd have known if it was actually other people. I think it's better to like security wise for your set to have motion detectors.
Full spectrum ultraviolet and infrared cameras.
Oh, what the fuck's that going to prove?
Exactly. Laser grid pins.
I've seen them do weird things. I kind of like them, but I don't think that. I don't know if that's going to prove paranormal, but I've seen them do cool things. Because you know this, if you got a laser pointer, you don't really see it. But if you got a bunch of laser pointers and a bug flies within 5 feet in front of it, it's going to be huge. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to say is about Zach Bagans is he really made it, as somebody who travels around and does like creepy places and stuff like that, he made it really hard for other ghost hunting investigation teams because he has contracts with like all the big places now.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you're not on Travel Network with him, then you're not doing them.
Yeah,
that's true. But I would like to go back. Me and Luke's biggest theory and why wrestling with ghosts is different is we've always said we're high touch, not high tech. I don't think those things ever prove anything. What I like is seeing something on camera or hearing something on the audio. A bunch of devices going haywire. They can be useful, and sometimes they're interesting. But I think 99% of the time it's bullshit.
And in 2024, he still likes hand jobs.
They're not bad.
Hand jobs.
Another hand job.
That's in the 12
girls.
Are we in junior high? Who's doing
girls watching this. We have the angle on the hand jobs. I'm not talking about like, I can do that myself. I'm talking about we have the angle, the actual scientific angle. When you do it, you're just punching us in the balls over and over again, and we're too happy to say anything about it.
That's very true.
We don't want to hurt your feelings. We're not like you.
No.
Ramey doesn't believe in ghosts. You should start watching wrestling with ghosts, man. We find some crazy shit, dude. It's wild. Now we don't know if they're ghosts or not. But there's something out there in the ether.
Yeah, I've never claimed that they were dead people, spirits of people. I think it could be just and there's shit we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you'll believe in the funk if you watch it, though, right?
Oh God, yeah,
absolutely.
The one thing about this ghost team in this movie is that it's very apparent that it's so easy just to throw a hot chick in with a bunch of dudes, and then that's the angle. It's so lazy. It's so cheap. I can't believe people do that.
Well, yeah, right. But she was great. Wasn't she kind of like they always have a girl with no personality who's kind of hot, and like if you watch the beginning, it's like she's an occult expert. She never said anything about the occult. They always do that with the girl. They always throw some sort of thing like
she's the media. Even with real teams, the girl is always the witch. She's always the psychic. She's never just
Donald. And who cares, you know?
But the original like girl in ghost huntings was Donna LaCroix, and she never claimed to be any of that shit. She was just an investigator with the ghost hunters, and I think I liked her character much better, or like her as a person on the team better than anything.
I thought that was excellent. I thought they did a good job, they really did a good job of spoofing Ghost Adventures, I think. So without it being a parody, without it being, they made it look, it wasn't ghost hunting movie, like epic movie or anything, but it was like it was a parallel universe. Like it's like the multiverse. That was like that universe's Ghost Adventures is like what we were watching. So
a couple problems. I didn't like it when they opened the front door and it was a hallway. I thought it went from spooky and realistic to kind of just a little too. I get it. I probably would have done the same thing in the movie if I wrote it, but it was just kind of like, okay, now it's like
not believable.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I actually kind of dug that. I
didn't hate it, but it was just one of those things. Like
I was on the fence about it. I was on the fence about it myself.
And why did they keep the rotting food in the cooler, like right in the middle of where everyone was sleeping?
Yeah, just get rid of the cooler.
Yeah, throw the cooler down one of the mini hallways.
Yeah.
That was a good idea to show that time was messed up. I thought that.
But then the food rotted, but the camera batteries and all the static cameras lasted.
I was going to say that too. That's a great observation.
Hold on. Because you didn't watch the second movie.
Okay.
I did, and I didn't.
What was the whole point of the second? What did the whole demon house want in the second movie?
I completely forgot.
More apples.
Apples are delicious.
The whole plot of that movie was, I guess we'll talk about it, was that the demon doctor thing wanted people to watch. He wanted them to finish the movie. So he was charging they were charging the cameras with spectral energy.
See, now I'm way gone.
That's what we should do instead of solar.
Right?
Yeah, because he wanted the movie to get out to lure more people to that location.
Get some ghost juice.
Yeah.
What else you got, Brandon?
That's really, honestly, I like this movie a lot. I like the second one. I like the first. I remember I found the first one just like a lot of people find these movies is you just look at it and go, what's that? And go, and then you watch the whole thing like, wow, like that. Why don't people know about this movie? But
that's what I thought the first time I saw it. I was like, why is this not a bigger movie?
Yeah. It may be bigger than we know, I guess. It's just
it is popular. It's more popular than you probably realize. It's in the world of TV and film, it's rated about 4,000th most popular.
Well, you also got to look at the amount of commercials that Tubi throw in during it. Usually means that it's a more popular movie.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for next episode of this, but I would like to do something terrible.
Well, I've got one.
Three really good.
Hold on, before we get to it, I have one. If you guys really want something bad.
Well, isn't Velocipaster still on the menu?
A Velocipaster, yes, that sounds good. So, Luke, do you have any closing thoughts or a review about this one?
Again, this I thought this was well done. I liked how they did the commentary. I like the only thing I did not like about the movie was the filter on the flashback scenes when they were talking about what happened in the 40s and stuff. I thought that it looked too
new.
Yeah, it looked too new. It looked like instead of putting a filter on it, they just made it black and white. I do like, and
again, this is 13 years ago, and
yeah.
On top of that, we can't complain about audio. And it's a found footage thing, so you can't really complain about video either.
And I think
looks better.
Yeah, I think Vinny will enjoy this movie a lot more after seeing the second one, because the second one isn't as good of a movie, but it
explains everything. Yeah.
But it's also like I think it's a great story until I think the third act sucks of the I think the first two acts of the next movie are great, and then the third act sucks. But it's a continuation with different, like kind of playing off the Blair Witch, where everybody thought Blair Witch was real. And I thought that was, so I think you're going to actually appreciate the first one after you see the second one, which is rare in a sequel, especially to found footage movies, because like the Paranormal Activity movies just were, the Blair Witch movies just downhill slopes.
Oh yeah. Well, my thoughts on this, and I'll give a review. I'll give my score after I say this. But good movie, and I liked it. This Zombievers last week. We don't know if they had $1 billion or $1 million budget or $2 million. We don't know what the real number is. This was made for. This is what I like as a B movie guy. It was made for 100,000, and it made $4 million. That's what we're talking about, baby. And so it did a great job, and congratulations to those guys for that. The only critiques, I mean, it is predictable. Everybody's going to die. It's a found footage thing. That's not bad. It's a great look at paranormal teams for television. Luke and I know, because we were almost on several major networks. They want you to fake evidence. They want you to be douchey. I thought all these people were douchey, but they weren't overly douchey like a lot of B movies. They didn't piss you off. And I thought the actors did a good job acting real. Like the girl jumped once when she got touched by a guy, and they moved kind of like they were really doing it. Not doing it. Yeah,
doing it.
But like they were actually there doing an investigation. They acted appropriately. The acting I thought was good. Even the guys when they were crying. The only problem is they always write a black guy as a loud, aggressive asshole. And
listen to hip hop.
It was like, it's those damn kids listening to hip hop. It's just like the guy was a bitch, and he was trying to be like, yo, man, get me out of the house. It was just like, dude, just ease up on the stereotype. But still, all things considered, and I didn't like, how the cameras would glitch, like, that looked cheap. But again, to Brandon's point and Luke's point, this was 15 years ago or 14 years ago when they made this. So, and it was low budget, and they did what they had to do. So, with all that being said, me and Luke rate these things on a scale to B to F. There are no A's because these are B movies. So B, C, D, or F. And I'm going to give this one a B. I gave Zombie Beavers a B last week, which was the highest rated score that I've given in this whole time. And this matches it. And I'd have to sit there and think about which one I liked better. And the ending didn't suck on this. This actually went back to something well, I guess we can ruin it. The main guy got lobotomized, which was the main kind of thread throughout the whole movie.
He got breast implants?
Yeah, by roaming Mexicans in a Pigeon Forge parking lot. It was insane. It's like a roving mammogram team. What did you think, Luke?
All right. Now, this is going to be ridiculous because I realized this earlier. I've seen this movie. I've watched this movie more times than I've watched The Big Lebowski.
Get out. That's awful. You're fired.
I'm gonna have to watch. I mean, I know for a fact I've watched Big Lebowski 4 times, and I know I can count the. Me and my daughter used to watch this movie all the time. So should I just catch up and just loop Lebowski?
It's okay. How's she doing? Oh my God.
Brandon just ate a girl.
That's better effects than a lot of the movies we've reviewed here.
But I'll give this one a B. It's a great if you're if you got a lady and you want to watch something scary at 2 a.m. If you watch it during the day, it's not scary. 2 a.m. alone, it'll get you little things in the background that you didn't see. Like every time I watch it, I see something else in the background that I missed. So
you give it a B. All right, my friend. Brandon scores this on a scale of Tubi. Tubi. T is the best. How would you rate this one?
T is for terrific. U is for underrated. Is that a? Oh wait, look at that. That just came.
Hey,
up.
your thing's doing it. Do the thing with the hands again. Do like the Do like the. Yeah, it's weird.
No,
it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what you did that time. Birds are flying everywhere.
Anyway, T is for terrific. U is for underrated. B is for bad, just bad, and I is for impossible to watch. This is easy. It's the easy T. You know what I mean? This is easy. It's Mr. T. This is iced tea.
Yo.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
Don't give it a T.
All right, fellas. What do you want to
have to watch it? It's a good horror movie, and it's different than all the other horror movies.
And it was made for $100,000 and it made $4 million.
That's great.
Fucking proud of these guys.
My last movie we made for about 8,000, and we made about
8,000.
Enough to pay for this hotel room.
It's getting hard out there for a pimp. And as Raimi says, that's Police Academy money. I like that. That's funny.
That is Police Academy money. Maybe Raimi's on the ball.
So I have a suggestion for the movie next week. This was a fan of this show actually said, if you guys want to see the first Ugandan movie ever made,
I'm in.
Yep, I do.
Don't even say it. I'm in.
I really do.
It's called Who Killed Captain Alex? And the funniest thing about the movie,
Kamala in it,
is there's no Captain Alex in the movie. And I think that's all you need to know about this. I haven't seen it. I don't know how bad it is. He did show me awful CGI or green screen of a guy falling out of a helicopter, and it looked basically like cut and paste. And I think if you want to see a bad movie, we should watch.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
Who Killed Captain Alex?
It's the first Ugandan movie of all time.
Oh, I was trying to read movie titles on the TV. But yeah, I think we can do that.
Should we do it next week or should we wait 2 weeks again?
Well, I don't know if I don't know if if I should do that, because we promote that killing Alex. My ex-wife is, living with my ex-best friend Alex right now at this moment. I don't know, maybe I might get in trouble for that.
Has nothing to do with that. This came from me. This has nothing to do with roaming Mexicans in a parking lot or Luke's vendetta against a guy named Alex.
Luke,
I don't care. She can fuck off. I don't care. But it's just kind of like, I don't know if I want to. What if I get I get put on an FBI watch list? What if Alex actually goes missing and then I have to well, you did this whole you did a whole video about
blame the Ugandans, man. That's what America does. Just say, hey, it's some crazy African country.
Is Alex a big name in Uganda?
I watched the beginning, like a few minutes. These people are so excited to make a movie, and I think you get surprised sometimes how westernized some of these places are. They had cameras and people were speaking English and stuff like that. So yeah,
is Kamala's foot in it?
Oh. Which one? He had both of them cut off.
Oh my God! I think that's how they killed Alex, was they hit him with it.
Captain Alex.
All right. Well, Brandon wants to head. I think he's trying to sleep. They had a big day filming. Anything you want to add, Brandon, before you go to bed?
I'm gonna go to that bed right there, which is much nicer than the bed at the Red Roof Inn. So Hampton Inn all day long, Hilton's or Marriott's. That's it from here on out, unless they're booked. I'll just sleep in my van, honestly. But it's different when you got somebody with you. You can't just both cuddle up into a van when you're not dating. You know what I mean? We're pretty much friends. We're not.
It's just warmth. It's just warmth.
We're not that.
Brandon eats a lot of fiber.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'll remember that when it's me and you traveling, and it's like it's just warmth.
It's just warm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are you promoting? You got anything you got to promote, Brandon?
It's just my ding. It's just my wiener.
ASYTV.com, man. That's where we're at right now. And as far as ghost shows and stuff like that, we got a really cool show called Wrestling with Ghosts on Aside TV. I think every episode's just about on there, and they have better T-shirts than the Grave Encounters crew did, because they just had that, like just said, Grave Encounters. You have really cool shirts at the Human Shirt Company, which is also my company. But does Luke even know about all your shirt designs you have up there?
Yeah, I've looked through them. They're ridiculous.
WJHC, you got Wrestling with Ghost shirts. I got like 15 shirts with Vinny's face on it because it makes me laugh, and
hurts my feelings
the time.
I think I'm at 3 now. About 3.
I got the Baby I'm Baltimore Bad shirt, and I'm going to get some more here.
You got to get I got the Mouth Hug the Pizza, so you have to find either get the same one or.
That's another
like
one.
Bestseller, and I think we've sold like 6 of those Mouth Hug the Pizza shirts. I don't know how. I don't know why.
Why? There you go. Yeah, that's a great one of me.
That one just says dance on it.
You better get that ironed there. I don't like looking at that wrinkly. I look like old age.
That's not the shirt.
I look like I've went to the Grave Encounters house there. I look like I've aged.
Dude, that's Jack Black.
I made this on AI of Vinny's face. I should do that for you too, Luke. And
speaking of which, Tenacious D just broke up.
Yeah, they did not like Jack Black did not like what the other dude said.
What Kyle
said.
What is that? I can't see what that is. Oh, that's Heather, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a bunch of movie shirts, but yeah,
looks like the Crow.
The Human Shirt Company, and you buy my shirts. And
Luke, what you got, baby?
All right, I have got just playing music, but again, if you have a Roku TV, search Camp Smokey. It's on Freevee and Reveal. It's not on Tubi yet. I check every fucking 5 minutes, but you can watch Camp Smokey on Tubi and Reveal, or on Reveal and what's the other one? Freevee.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, check out Camp Smokey. I've had a lot of people. It's on a side TV. It's on a side TV too. But I did get recognized again for the hike this weekend, so that was cool.
Yeah, the hike's still popping for us.
Yeah, still popping. So, but yeah, if you dig me or dig Vinny, you dig Brandon's not in the Camp Smokey, but if you dig us,
he's going to be in the new one that we shoot. Also,
I dig Camp Smokey a lot, actually, just so you know.
Yeah, you're hitting his son with a drone. That's what you're doing. With
and then I hit Luke's son in the face with.
Yeah. Oh, and here's a little inside. You about poked Mikey's eyeball.
I felt so bad about that.
He took it like a champ. I swear.
He did.
He was like Glenn in Walking Dead. He took it like a champ. Also, the bear blood scene, when the blood of the bear is rolling underneath the cabin, that you can see Brandon's fat head reflecting.
Can you?
In the blood, yes. But
I made that and my hands when he put the horns in.
And right. Also, and when we killed Henry, Brandon made it racist by putting rice in the blood and throwing it in my face.
I did not do that. That was not me that made that decision. You wanted brain matter and skull fragments, so it was rice.
Yeah,
it's not my fault. He's Asian.
Yeah, that was an awful mistake.
That was inadvertent racism.
And also, speaking of Camp Smokey, it got a good review on HorrorSociety.com this week. Anyway, so
that's a movie, man. I do enjoy Camp Smokey. I mean, I'm always a WJHC fan. Not that it's a competition, but I want to know what Ramey Butler thinks about WJHC AM and Camp Smokey and the hike and Vinny's fantastic rock and roll adventure. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know if I think Ramey's seen some of these things. So we're going to do a TV show together, Brandon, about crazy roads and taxis and stuff. We're going to shoot that this summer. We're also going to do a Wrestling with Ghosts at Proctor, North Carolina.
That's going to suck. That's going to suck so bad.
Why?
It's actually, we're going to ride a boat, dude. We're like freaking bosses.
Because there's 12 miles of hiking involved. Yeah, but no, the one two to get there, and then 10 miles to get back.
Well, no, we're going to get back on the boat. We're getting round trip tickets. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, this is the boat I'm in. I'll bring all my new shit.
I asked you if you wanted to go, and you're like, no. Do you want to go?
When?
I don't know. It's the end of September. We'll talk about it off the air.
I'll be on the road in that area, so yeah.
So we're doing a remote. Basically, it's the most remote location on the eastern seaboard. It's a flooded ghost town called Proctor. It's got paranormal activity. My brother ran into. So we're going to go camp, and it's going to be funny to see me shake bugs out of my taint. But guys, thank you. In 2 weeks, who killed Captain Alex? And we will tear that one to shreds. And Brandon's about to go take a dump, so we're going to say goodnight.
All right.
Hang on for about another 5 minutes.
Thank you guys, Ramey, and thank you, Ramey and John and everybody else who watched the show tonight. And tell your friends.
Brandon sits to pee. I'm out.